Now I'm going to quickly walk through all of the different collaboration features within Airtable. So this is just really helpful to know if you're working with a team or working with other people in Airtable, knowing how to share with them, how to collaborate with them, and work with others. So here we are in the Airtable dashboard. And right off the bat, we can see bases shared with me right at the top. Just as an example, this is a base from another Airtable account I have that's shared with this Airtable account. So just to kind of see what this looks like if a base is shared with someone. Down here are all of the tables that I have in, all the bases that I have in my account, NoCode MBA. And here you can see there's the ability to click share. And what we can do is share all of these bases with someone else. So let me show you what happens if we click share. What you can do is invite by email. You can also invite by link. So what that means is by email, you're inviting a specific person, you know their email. Link, you can go ahead and create a link that gives different types of accesses and only allow any email or allow a specific email. So this is if you know the email you want to invite, you just want to give them a link instead of emailing them. So two different options there for inviting people. If you invite by email, let's go ahead and say, I'm going to go ahead and invite myself, another email I have here, and I'm going to do it as one of these 5 different options. I'll walk through each of the options really quickly. So let me start from the read-only option. And this is if, let's say you want to share this externally or share it with someone on your team that really only needs to read the Airtable. They don't need to edit, comment, make any changes to the Airtable at all. You want to give them read-only access. Then there's comment access. This means that while they can read everything that you send them, but they don't have the ability to actually edit the data, but they can comment on the data, and then that would prompt you to actually make that change. So that's pretty helpful. Editor, you can edit records and views, but you can't configure them. So this is another helpful thing for maybe someone who's like on the marketing team to come in and edit the records and views. You don't want them to be able to change, add tables or add new fields. That's basically kind of the limits of editor. A creator basically has all access. They can add tables, they can add fields, they can edit, they can comment, they can do everything. The only thing they can't do is manage the settings of the workplace and manage billing. So that's what an owner can do. That's more of like the administrative purposes. So that kind of just walks through the different types of permissions that you can give to different people when you add them to your Airtable base. So let me go ahead and exit out there. And let's go into a specific base. So let's say you don't need to share all of your bases with a specific person, but you want to share one of your bases. So the way you do that is you go up here to share, and what it's going to say is add collaborators. So here you can see it's going to give you the option to give them access to all bases in your workspace. That's what we were doing before. Or you can give them access to this specific base. So let's say you want to do that. You go into this specific base. And everything here is the same that we just went over. The only difference is there's no option to make them an owner because you can only do that within the workspace. A couple other options here. We can go down to our shared base link. We can go ahead and create a private read-only link. This is a link that now anyone on the internet can access. So, and you can allow people to copy the data if you want. So this is really great if you have, a repository of data that you just want to share with anyone on the internet and have kind of a public database here. So that's kind of that link that you can have, or you can disable it so that there's, no way to share that link as like a read-only link. Another way that you can collaborate with others in Airtable is by creating a form. So when you go down here and create a form, now we have forms in Airtable. If you share that form, it's a private link here. You can even embed it on your website. So if you preview that form, this is a form that anyone can access. They don't have to be logged into Airtable. And if they submit the form, that data is going to be collected in your Airtable. So that's a really great way to work with external stakeholders outside of your team to actually enter data into Airtable. So that's just another option for you in terms of collaborating with other people. All right, and then another collaboration tool here in Airtable is to add a column, call it owner, for example. Let's say we have an owner for each specific event here. And what you do is you add a collaborator field. And what you can do is notify collaborators when they're added. We'll go ahead and create the field. And now we can actually add collaborators, which is really helpful if you have a big team. If you add a collaborator, because we said notify collaborators when they're added, that will send them an email and they'll get a notification that they were added to that row here in Airtable. A really interesting use case for that is, let's say you have tickets for customer service representatives and you want to assign tickets to people. So if you assign the ticket here, that will actually notify them, and then they can go in, they'll get a notification here, and then they'll be able to go in and actually edit that ticket. The one other thing here under collaborator is a created by field. So go ahead and say created by. And this allows us to actually see the collaborator that created the field. That's really helpful to add in if you're working with other people. So let's say you have a question about a certain field. You can go and see, oh, this is created by Seth, and I can go ask him about it. So hopefully that starts giving you an idea of the different ways that you can collaborate with your team and with other people in Airtable. And if you have any questions, just let me know.